All right. Hello and good morning, everyone. It is Wednesday, the last Wednesday of the month, and we are back on that loot treadmill. We are trying to get to the end of the season for Diablo 4, and we are way behind everyone else. But you know, we're trying. We're trying. I really, I really want to make a barbarian. I'll show you why in a second. I hate that Blizzard is so good at making things that you can buy, you know? So here, let me log into my character. Evil Waffles is my warlock. And the limited edition StarCraft crossover skin for the barbarian is just so good. That's Warcraft's this like how could you not want to be a barbarian and have that? Like, how cool is that skin? So maybe, just maybe, we're gonna make a barbarian just because, like, I feel like, man, that is so cool. Warcraft has a couple cool skins too. I have the Paladin skin because the Paladin is the coolest one, but also the Necromancer has Arthas armor, which is just pretty awesome too. So yeah, they do a great job at making you want to spend money on this game. Let's see, what are we doing? We're doing the Infernal Hordes first thing this morning. Let's grab our compass. And off we go. We got a lot of fun things to talk about today. I got my Helldivers and I got my physical Helldivers toys. They're a little bit stiffer than I thought. I'm worried that maybe they're gonna pose as well as I was hoping. So I'm gonna actually have to play with them today. Like, I haven't even unboxed them yet, so we gotta do a little bit of unboxing first to play around with them. But I think it's gonna work. But I'm very excited to get to play with those here soon. Hopefully today is payday. If payday is as good as I think it will be, I think we have to decide. We have to make a decision on whether or not to get a racing wheel for Forza Horizon or start getting a little bit of my airsoft equipment. So I don't know which one I want to invest in. Do I want to do airsofting first, or do I want to get the Forza Horizon wheel to be a real driver? So if either of you have a good suggestion there, I'm open to hear it. Should we do Forza wheel or should we do airsofting? Or should I just be good and put all the money into my Italy fund? I feel like that's the boring adult answer. That's probably the correct answer, is continue to put money into savings for Italy, because Italy is going to be better than Forza or airsoft ever could be, right? Like, that's a true once in a lifetime sort of experience. The problem is when I want something, I know how my brain works. My brain gets just like hyper focused on something, right? So it'll be like, hey, you really want this, and that's all I can think about until I own it, and that's gonna be rough. But it's also good, right? It's good to learn to tell yourself no even when you really want something, right? So I don't know. That's what I'm struggling with this morning. Which one do I want to get? Welcome in, everyone. Welcome in, lurkers. Happy Wednesday. This is Diablo 4 for anyone who hasn't played Diablo 4 yet. We are grinding away, trying to upgrade our gear to be able to get to Torment level 10, I think, is where we're going to hit our next big, like, I don't want to bump in the road, next hard checkpoint to get through. So that is what we're working on here. I think I've given up on World of Warcraft PvP. Like, I was doing pretty good on World of Warcraft PvP, but like this season is just so unfun that I think I have moved past World of Warcraft PvP for the time being. I really want to. I've been also really feeling like playing Final Fantasy XIV again. Like, I know that they've got a new expansion. They've got some some fun stuff to do there. The thing though that always draws me back to Final Fantasy XIV is the triple triad. I cannot get enough triple triad in my life. I love triple triad. And I'm kind of thinking about, like, I love Final Fantasy, but I've missed a few of them. Like, I never really got to enjoy Final Fantasy 5 or 6 or 9. And people talk about how much they love those Final Fantasies. And I'm thinking about maybe doing, I know it's quite common now to do one of those, like, challenge series where you play all the Final Fantasies in a row. And I'm debating whether I should do that. The problem is that basically is going to require me to stream them. And, like, how much fun is it really to watch, like, Final Fantasy 1? Right? Like, Final Fantasy 1 is so boring, I feel like. It's so old, it's so slow-paced, it's got, like, all the old-school ways of playing. I just don't know if it's interesting to stream those Final Fantasies. So, you know, tell me what you think of that. If you're into that, would you watch me stream Final Fantasy 1 through 16 to determine which ones are good or not? Oh boy. The one thing I think Diablo really needs, and maybe I need to play around the option, I don't think it has, is I need like a button, a setting to turn down. Like, look at how much garbage is on the screen right now. Like, you cannot realistically tell what the heck is going on. Like, they need something to reduce the screen clutter for some of these classes, because like 90% of these abilities are mine, but like when the enemy summons some of their abilities that are instant KOs, like I need to be able to know, but I legit can't see anything on the ground because there's just so much garbage around you that you can't tell when something's about ready to explode or be a problem, you know? So they need a visual clutter reduction button or something of that kind. I also want to go play Path of Exile 2 again. I played it during the early access. I enjoyed it, but there was a few things I didn't enjoy, so I want to see how they've been working on that one. I also have like less than a week left. I need to finish up a video on Monster Hunter Outlanders. I got into the beta for the new Monster Hunter, and they're looking for creators to make long-form videos, and I want to be a Monster Hunter creator. The problem is, like everything else, like I'm simply not good enough to be like that, right? If you want to watch a Monster Hunter creator, you're probably going to want to watch someone who knows the insides and outs, who can do speed runs or is doing impressive things in the game. It's just that is the problem, right? I'm simply mediocre enough that I'm not good enough at any particular game to be a content creator for one game. Helldivers is probably the closest I've ever been to being good at a game to be a content creator, and unfortunately I got beat out by some of the other more clickbaity, loud, and that's the other frustrating thing, right? You look at like Helldivers, if you Google Helldivers content creators, you're gonna get like Odo, and you're gonna get Lieutenant Buzz Lightyear. And from all I see from the community is they despise how negative and clickbaity they all are. And yeah, it's like, but hey, I'm right here. Like if you don't like those creators, like I'm creating, but I can't even get into the hey, I don't like this guy creator category, right? Like the frustration of being painfully average. Right? That's where we're at. Just a painfully average dude just trying to be standing out in a crowd. That's why I have to be a VTuber. That's why I got to get the VTubing set up, because VTubing, that's how you stand out. Although I was reading some VTubing stuff because Emmy was asking some questions about it, and they said basically if you're going to be a VTuber, you have to be a female or have a female model and a voice changer, because the VTuber crowd does not watch male VTubers. And like, okay, yeah, that tracks. I understand why, because of the particular audience of VTubers, but that's such a frustration too, right? All right, that was wave 6 out of 10. We are still way behind. We need at least 1,100. I believe we need 1,100 soul stones in order to do what we need to do, and we're only at 600 right now. So, Gaius is here. Good morning. Did you decide to start streaming at 5 a.m.? Are you hopping on the early morning streaming train? It's lucrative in that there's not a lot of competition, so you know there are lots of people who are up at this time. Especially, you'll get a lot of international audience, which is really cool. Like, I have a lot of people who watch me from like Germany, India, Australia, places in Europe. Like, that's always really cool when you get someone from like across the world. So, because their stream times obviously are way different than America, but a lot of streamers are American centric. So it's really cool to get the people who aren't. So, glad to have you here. Glad to hear you're going to get way into the streaming. Vomiting all yesterday, so I need to clean up today. Understandable. Was it? I know you mentioned some of that. Was it anxiety stuff, or was it just like sickness, like some food sickness? Vomiting is probably the worst of all sicknesses, right? Like, you feel it beforehand, you get that taste in your mouth, and then you actually go through the experience, and it's uncomfortable, it's unpleasant, it's not fun. It's gross, and then you have to clean it up afterwards, right? So, like, it's probably one of the worst when it comes to illnesses. But I always think we need more streamers. I know that people say that it's oversaturated and we have too many, but, like, everyone's got a unique voice, everyone's got something to say, right? So, like, it's never a bad idea to have more streamers, more people be able to share their perspectives and what they enjoy and have the passion for and all that. Pick something up at a board game party. That's not good, but also I'm jealous you got to go to a board game party. I wish that I had more people in my area who love board games, because I never get to play enough board games. But I'm also very happy that the duels have gotten very, very popular in board games. So like Flamecraft made a duels version where it's just a 1 versus 1. Like the advent of 1 versus 1 board games is making me very happy, because that means I don't have to go out and make friends. I can just ask my wife to play them with me. So I'm very happy that we're getting Flamecraft duels, Dice Throne duels, Seven Wonders duels. I just picked up a dueling auto battler game that I enjoy. So I'm very happy to see a lot of 1 versus 1 board games coming up. I'm also very happy they're converting board games to video games. We're getting Dice Throne on PC later this year. I'm very hyped to have a solo Dice Throne experience. I think that's going to be a lot of fun. So I'm really, really excited that board games are starting to enter the sphere again, that people aren't just looking at board games as, oh, I don't like Monopoly. Like, yeah, I know you don't like Monopoly and you don't like the Game of Life. Those are not great board games, right? I take that back. I like Life. Even though Life is one of those board games that you don't have a whole lot of control over and you just kind of exist, I do like the board game of Life. But I'm very glad that people are starting to recognize that board games aren't just like Monopoly, and that there are other board games out there to enjoy that have much more complexity and depth. On the flip side, I think that a lot of the board game people need to recognize that when someone comes over for like, hey, I want to chill with my friends and have board game nights, that's probably, unless the group is a well-versed and experienced group who knows what they're getting beforehand, that's probably not the time to bust out something like Stardew Valley, the board game that has a 50-page rule book and at least an hour of pre-setup. You know, sometimes people just want to hang out with their friends and use board games as an excuse to hang out with friends, right? So know your audience. don't always bust out the board game. It's going to take 2 hours to learn and an hour to set up, and then you can play. KFC's here. Good morning. Have you played Star Wars Life? I have not, though. Emmy and I have committed. We have committed to it. We are going to finally watch Star Wars. We are going to rent a month of Disney Plus so that we can watch Star Wars and finally figure out what the hype about Star Wars is. So that is on our list, is to enjoy Star Wars. Because like The Mandalorian and Grogu just came out, the movie, people are talking all about that. So we feel it's time to enjoy Star Wars. Ooh, we got some ancestral loot in there. Did you see that? We got a mystic item. A lot of stuff. Ooh, and a rare spawn. Okay. Okay, this is good loot. Maybe that guy didn't drop anything. Okay. We got an ancestral, the grandfather, and this is the sword that I've been looking for. This is, premium loot, plus all stats, huge amount of life, plus resources, plus damage, and 150% damage increase. Ancestral mythic. This was the piece of loot that was missing that I needed, and we got it. Oh, we got it. Watch it in release order. So that means watching 4, 5, and 6? Or do you mean watch 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6? Or do you mean watch 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3? Oh, look how cool that hat is, though. That is a cool piece of transmog. Alright, we've got our dream weapon, which means we need to, 1, mess with the transmog, and 2, we need to update its stats. Watch 4, 5, and 6, and then 1, 2, 3. Okay. Let's make sure we're mostly looking for purple items now, so I don't think there's anything else we really needed from there. No, we don't want to replace that. No. Okay, yeah, nothing there.
I'll be here, swinging away.
And Malore of Chains Horizon. We don't need that. Don't need that. And don't need that. We need to add some sockets to our grandfather sword. And throw some rubies in it. What is this? This is Diablo 4, and we just got the piece of gear we were looking for. We just got our ancestral grandfather's sword. So you know we're doing very, very good this morning. Now we need a rune. We need to get the rune of Kui. We're looking for Kui. That is our next targeted thing. And we're talking about what order to watch Star Wars in. Are the new ones? I've heard people complain about like Kylo Ren and the new Star Wars. What do you think of the new Star Wars? Like is it like the next generation? This is Diablo 4. This is the new expansion, Lord of Hatred, and we are currently on my warlock character, Evil Waffles. 7 to 9 is an abomination? That bad, huh? But do I need to watch them at least once? Like, should I experience them? Or is it so bad that it's not even worth, like, experiencing? Oh, that new critical strike is feeling so good. I think we're ready to move up in difficulty to the next level. We've still got to enchant my weapons with a few more things, but this is feeling really good. Diablo 4 was in a rough state when it came out, but I think with this expansion and the changes they made, I think that they have put Diablo 4 in the best season it's ever been in. So yeah, if you played the first season, if you played on release, there were some problems with the game. I think we're currently in the best possible season we've gotten, and I think we're only on the way up here. My favorite new addition that you don't know about is called the War Plans. I'll show you once this is over, but now there is a never-ending treadmill of at endgame. It just gives you a bunch of activities you can do that gives you really awesome gear. It gives you a bunch of experience and a reason to keep going and doing some of the older things. So that's like what I'm doing right now is a part of that that war plan. So the war plan said I needed to complete the Caress dungeon. So usually I wouldn't do this, but now that I've got a war plan for it, it's going to give me experience, it's going to give me loot, and all those sort of things. If you need to only watch enough Star Wars to avoid being a social outcast, just watch 1 to 6. I'm excited to watch 1 through 6, mostly because I know that George Lucas, one of the things he really is well known for in the Star Wars movies is his practical effects. And you know, I love me some good cinematography, and I love some good practical effects, so I'm very excited to see what those look like in reality. I understand that by modern standards that the Star Wars movies are going to look not great, so I'm excited to see if some of those practical effects in action. I'm getting a lot of stuff about John Wick, and like we watched the first John Wick and it was pretty good, but I didn't know there was like a whole John Wick universe. So I guess we need to catch up on the Wickiverse, the Wikipedia-verse, the John Wick-verse. Is it similar to Diablo 3 in terms of gear farming? I would say it's better than Diablo 3 in gear farming, but I didn't play a whole lot of Diablo 3, so you know, I made it to End Torment and that's about it, but they added a bunch of really targeted farms so that you can really target what you want. But what makes it better, in my opinion, is they added back the Herodric Cube, and the Herodric Cube has so much ability to create items that you want. I'll show you that in just a second.
I forgive you, child.
Okay, that was some pretty pitiful gear. You gonna give me anything better? A rune. These aren't runes that we need. Nothing. 4 to 6 did use a lot of practical effects, and Alien Puppets 1 to 3 has more CGI. That makes sense. They're newer, right? The more technology came, the more. So check this out, non-space. So this is the cube. So here you can add affixes, you can re-roll affixes, you can focus on certain affixes that you want to do. You can randomize the value of your unique power. So if you get a really bad unique power, you can change that. You can recycle uniques, and you can upgrade items to uniques. But those have to be common white items. So if you find a garbage trash tier white item, but it's the kind of item that the unique you want is, you can sometimes get lucky enough to roll a unique for that, which is awesome. You can upgrade items to legendaries, you can reroll set charms, and you now have these set charms for extra power and things like that. So they did such a great job putting you in control of your gear. I think we're ready to bump up the difficulty a little bit. I think we're doing good there. We need to do the pit level 70 in order to bump up our gear. So let's give that a try really quick. Let's try, yep, level 70. Let's see how we do. My character's a little squishy, so we're basically glass cannon versus glass cannon at this difficulty level. We're just trying not to get exploded. And if we're going to watch Star Wars, I'm also going to go back and play Knights of the Old Republic, because Knights of the Old Republic is a great playthrough, great experience. But I gotta say, it was funny. So I released yesterday, I put out the video that I knew that people weren't gonna like, but you know, I don't do things for likes. I don't do it because people enjoy it. I do it because that's what I wanted to make. I finally made my why The Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time is overrated. And someone took that video so personally offensively that they went through my old videos and just started commenting on all my stuff like, this is really overrated, this is really overrated. Which, like, I get that you're upset, dude, but also, like, I'm so obscure and, like, unknown. Like, you can't call any of my stuff overrated because, like, by definition, it can't be overrated because it doesn't have any rating because no one knows that it exists. So I understand what you're trying to do. I understand that you're trying to insult me, but, like, what's that Mike Wazowski quote? Like, if you're going to insult me, do it correctly. Like, yeah, of course not. I'm happy to show off this stuff. You definitely should download it again. I never expected to play Diablo 4 again, but they added the Paladin, and the Paladin is one of my favorite like tropes. So I was like, okay, they gave me the Paladin, I gotta try the game again. So if that's also something appealing to you, they have the Paladin now, which is my favorite class. So I was more upset you misspelled overrated. So one of my things that wasn't rage bait, I swear. I try and keep all of oh, excuse me. I try and keep all of my stuff very, very human. So, like, rather than striving for absolute perfection, that everything has to be absolutely perfect, I saw the typo at the end, and I was like, you know what? I'm just going to leave that in there because things don't need to be perfect. I'm a human. I created something human. I want it to feel authentic and human. One of the things that I think a lot of people are getting really, really upset and starting to dislike is how corporate YouTube has gotten. You know, it used to be that you made a video and you showed off your video and there was something like authentic about it, right? And now we've lost that authenticity, and now everything is just so corporate. It has to be perfect and thousands of professional cuts and edits. And so I'm strive to make my stuff look human, and sometimes that means including typos. Sometimes that means making mistakes. When I say a sentence wrong when I'm editing, I don't always just go back and delete it because I want it to feel authentic. I want it to feel human. I want it to feel real. Sponsored by Raid Shadow Legends. I wish. I'm not even relevant enough to get a sponsored by Raid Shadow Legends. Like, how irrelevant do you have to be to not even get on Raid Shadow Legends radar, you know? I jumped to Path of Exile. That's exactly what I did too. I jumped onto Path of Exile as soon as Diablo 4 was looking like, oh, this is not going to be the game for me. But they've been working on it. They have been working on it. Let's see. We just picked up an Ancestral, the Penitent Greaves. We get plus stats. That's really good. You are permanently unhindered and leave behind a trail of frost that chills. I don't know about that. Our current charm gives us move speed, which is absolutely imperative, and that core skill resource reduction is very good. I don't think this is an upgrade, but we're gonna try putting that on, and we're gonna see how that goes, you know? We're just gonna see how that feels. And honestly, I don't know if I would take if Raid Shadow Legends offered me a gig. The thing is that I would have to play the game because I refuse to endorse anything that I haven't personally tried myself and I don't personally enjoy. So I'd have to try Raid Shadow Legends, and now with the Pope releasing his encyclical, I'd have to ask, are they being responsible with their gacha mechanics and all that? that I can personally recommend this product, and I doubt Raid Shadow Legends is one of the ones that is being responsible with their use of gacha mechanics. I also need to sit down and finish reading that too. I need to finish reading the Pope's encyclical. I've been really enjoying what he's wrote, and like I said in the CGR chat, I was very glad that he wrote it eloquently, but also he dumbed it down enough that someone like I can just read it and understand it. There is no ethical consumption. I definitely don't disagree with that statement. However, as Catholics, we hold ourselves to an even higher standard, and just because there is no ethical consumption doesn't mean we shouldn't consider everything that we do and how that impacts other people, and choose to deny ourselves certain things in certain times and moments. Taking a gig from Raid is like selling your soul to a demon, but not like even a fun one. Hello again, me. The one I'm curious, honestly, the one I'm most curious about is like, you know how there's like all the how's it going, Abyss? Like the Hello Fresh and like all those pre-made meal boxes. Like, I've heard nothing good about those pre-made meal boxes. However, because all these pre-made meal boxes try and get people to subscribe to them, they usually offer you a discount code to purchase from them for the first time, right? So it is possible, and I've seen someone create a list of this, it is possible to sign up for one of those prepaid meal services, use a promo code, get your meals at 50 or 75% off, cancel it, and go to another meal code and just do that in a cycle and get a year's worth of meal at an incredible discount. And this guy says, based on his charting, that it was cheaper to use that service than it was to grocery shop. And right now, where so many people are food insecure, so many people are struggling to pay for meals, if those meal plans can legitimately be cheaper than grocery shopping, that is something that might, even if the food's not the best, like it's coming in a box, of course it's not going to be the freshest, most delicious meal you've ever had. If it's cheaper than grocery shopping and people are starving right now, that might be a legitimate thing, you know? I think they just yeah, so you can only do it once, but even if you can only do it once, if you signed up for every meal service and then canceled them and just got the bonus, like, even if you only got 1 year's worth of meal, imagine having 1 year of discount groceries. Like, if you're starving or food insecure or struggling, like, that's a huge reprieve, right? Even if it's only for 1 year, that is an awesome reprieve. Speaking of struggling, so I was talking to my little brother-in-law, sending him some more places to go live because he's going to come move in with us and save a little bit of money, right? I feel so bad for the dude because he told me that he wants to live alone, he wants to live in a better part of town, and he wants to live close to work. And he wants to pay $800 a month in rent, including utilities, and they must have like on-site laundry. And I was like, I understand why you want all those things, and I don't blame you for wanting all those things, but I'm pretty sure that's impossible. It is finding an apartment for $800 a month that's in a good part of town that also has laundry, and that $800 a month includes your utilities. Like that feels impossible. I simply don't think that you're going to find that. Yeah, I don't think that is doable. I just saw we picked up a rune called Qua. That's not the one we want? We want Qui, not Qua. And I cannot find, it's literally the only rune that I'm missing here is my Qui runes. I just need one rune, Blizzard. One rune. Yeah, so expect a new couch tent. He did say he's looking for a second job, and I admire that. Like, yeah, that second job will definitely help you, but you're still, you know, I also feel bad for, you can definitely achieve what you're looking at with a second job, but then you're then you're running the experience of, okay, you're working 80 to 90 hours a week just to be able to afford an apartment, right? Like what's the point of living alone and having a nice apartment all to yourself if you're never going to be in said apartment because you're working the entire time, right? So I know you don't like roommates. I know people don't like roommates, and for good reason, but like your quality of life is going to go down so badly. Ooh, that's not bad.
You know where to find me.
I also got a new job in the meantime. I do medical scribing now. They pay me a handsome $189 a month, which is a lot here. Medical scribing, is that like transcribing doctor's notes and things like that? See, we need to get rid of some of our keys. Can we... No, I want to... All these keys are mostly junk. Let's get rid of our keys. Alright, if you're still watching Nunspace, this is the war plan, so this is how I get to choose my endgame activities. We're going to defeat Varshan because we want to get all that beautiful experience. Brilliant. Transcribing, updating records, digitizing stuff. I'll tell you, one of those dream jobs for me, that sounds like something I would love. I would love to get a job where data entry, where my job is literally just sitting in a cubicle, transcribing, entering things onto spreadsheets. Like, I know it sounds boring, but that is truly my dream job now, is just to sit in a little cubicle for 10 hours a day and update spreadsheets. Like, please, I will take that job. And I love my current job. Don't get me wrong. I really enjoy my current job, but like the stress freeness of data entry and just no teams to work with, no one to answer to. You're just literally typing all day. That sounds like the dream. The other dream job would be to security work. It doesn't pay enough, but just be able to wander around all day, get exercise in, tell people to move along. Take the keys to the cube. 5 can be transmuted to escalation sigils. Okay, I messed up. I should have done that. Good to know for next time. Thank you. Mind you, the overall average Indian salary is maybe 200 to 300 USD a month, so a remote gig like this is great. That sounds great. I'm glad you got that. Nothing good. Nothing good. No. Seal of Ophanim. That does some vulnerable damage. That's good, but not what I'm looking for. Edgemaster's Great Heart Band. Willpower. Maximum life. Vulnerable damage multiplier. Ooh. That is really good. I can't really use the multiple damage or the vulnerable damage multiplier because I don't often make things vulnerable. But extra maximum life, extra willpower, and its ability is pretty good. I think we need to wear that. All right. I think that's better than a hellband. Oh, wait. Maximum life, life regeneration, which isn't good, all damage multiplier times 10, and cooldown reduction. That might be even better. I sit behind the chattiest person in the office. I've weaponized how we converse. I don't have the time. See, most office jobs, the key is figuring out how to survive in the office where you only get like 4 hours worth of work that you have to stretch out over a 10-hour day, right? So like having a chatty coworker is a good way to kill some of that time. So that's a good thing, Dex. It's a good thing. Unless you actually have work to do. Then it's frustrating. Then it's the most frustrating thing in the world when you actually have to get some work done and you can't because the person won't stop talking. That is possibly one of the most frustrating things in the world. I do that all the time with videos and games. I am glad I am your distraction, Dex. My most loyal hater. I am glad to be your morning distraction. Alright, these guys are starting to hurt a little bit. I think we're going to need to work on our defenses a little bit, because this is starting to actually, like, drain my health pretty quickly, so... I'm not a hater. I think my chat would classify you as a hater. I feel like that is a badge of pride for you. Because when's the last time that you joined my stream and said, "Thank you for streaming, Waffles. You are valued, you are important, you are well regarded." I don't feel like you've ever done that. That's some hater behavior right there. Okay, we're doing smoothly here. We're doing pretty smoothly. Oh, as I take too much damage. Why would I do that? To encourage your favorite streamer to give me the good vibes that are required to overcome the assault of angry comments. Good vibes only, you know? When's the last time you said, "You know what, the Beatles song is actually a bop"? I actively try avoiding listening to the Beatles, because you know how I feel about the Beatles, but, let's see. I like "Hey There Delilah." That I can admit that one's a bop. The "Hey There Delilah, you're so far away in New York City." So... What? What? That's a different song. That's a South Park song. The Butters what song? I need to watch the latest season of South Park. They've been on a roll recently with some really good stuff. I need to... I did just run out of Helltide. I feel like... Yeah, okay. Sanctuary's at peace. We're going to have to wait a second for that. Looks like a world boss spawns soon. I don't know that I can do a world boss again, because I already destroyed a world boss, so I don't think I have the ability... What did I do? What did I do that upset you, Deck? Ban everyone and I'm the only one here torturing you. Okay, we're gonna go get that world boss, but that world boss is gonna spawn in about 5 minutes. So, first we need to see... I think what I need to do is we need to equip this ring. I think that's better. Okay, we're gonna equip that ring. And then we're going to put the diamond in it. We need a socket first, so we need to add a socket to... I can't yet. So first we need to give it a power. Let's give it... not that one. No. 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 What am I looking for? Let's grab that. Now that that's imprinted, I should be able to... See, everyone left. You brought up the beetles and everyone left, Dex. Do you see how the beetles scare everyone away? Put that in there. And then... Now we need to temper. Critical strike chance, and 7% is not bad, not great. We'll take that for now. And we're gonna temper this ring for damage per overpower stack. 10%, very nice. I'm a bit player in this hellscape. We also do need to upgrade. We need to upgrade some items. Give me another 10%. Excellent. Let's masterwork our sword. Let's start there. Plus life. Excellent. And critical strike chance. Oh, that was reroll. Oops, I messed up. I should have kept that life. Okay. Add a masterwork affix. Life regeneration. That's not great. Let's try again. Damage per overpower. Nice. Nice. And damage per overpower stack. Very nice. We're just updating all these resistances. We're getting beaten down too hard, so life on hit, we'll take it. A little bit extra armor. We've got resources, we've got money, we might as well. Willpower, okay, not great, not bad. Sorry, I know this is kind of boring to watch me just click A over and over and over again, but it is exciting. This is exciting stuff. We're getting exciting upgrades. Maximum life, nice. Okay. World boss should be spawning any second now. I'm too late. Whoops. Alright, now we gotta go defeat an Echo of Lilith. This is gonna be tough. I don't know that I'm going to have the skill required to beat this boss because Lilith has like 2 or 3 one-shot mechanics. So I'm pretty sure I'm just gonna humiliate myself here and get absolutely bodied by her, so we'll give it a few tries, but I don't anticipate this going very well for us. Okay, here comes the one-shots. Okay. Dodge those. Let's make her vulnerable. Wow, we actually did it. Maybe I don't suck as bad as I thought I did. But here comes round 2. Because I'm pretty sure she has a second form. Maybe even a third form? I can't see when she's spawning things on the ground. There's too much garbage. I can't see the bad stuff I'm not supposed to stand on. Yeah, that's Blizzard really needs to change the way, like, when there's active danger on the ground, it should be like a bright orange, shows above everything else circle, so that you can know what you're dealing with, because there's so much screen clutter that you can't tell when you're in the wrong spot. That's just bad game design. Alright, we need to get 400 Hellfire Crystals, so let the farm begin. And now we're basically at a point where I can't get any more upgrades unless I'm getting ancestral, mythic, purpley items, so the grind is going to be long and arduous. It is one of the nice parts about being lower level in the game. It's like when you're low level, basically everything is an upgrade. So you're constantly finding upgrades, and it feels really good because that loot treadmill is going and going and going. Well, we are off the loot treadmill now, and now we are just on the grind. So, Dex, since you're answering now, which should I invest in? If I have enough money on payday, should I put the money away for Italy? Should I get a Forza Horizon 6 racing wheel? Or should I get some airsoft gear? Which should I invest some of my fun money into? I'm having a hard time picking. I really want a racing wheel for Forza, but I'm worried that, like, Forza is gonna be a fluke. That Forza will be the only racing game I like, and I won't enjoy any others, and then the racing wheel will just sit there. I'll send you a paycheck. If you let me send you money, I will send you... I'll send you a penny for every like you've ever given me. How about that? Oh no, hell is growing angry at me. I have kids to feed. You do have your kitties, you know, they require special food, love, and attention, right? So I can't see the exploding things. Those aren't kids, they don't count. I feel like there is a great deal of millennials who would disagree with you with their fur babies, but I actually for once, Dex, I agree with your unpopular opinion. I feel like we have gone too far into the whole pets are my children thing, and I feel like it's does a disservice to people, and they start to believe that their pets are actually their children, and that is anti-Catholic sentiment, right? Like, you can love your pets, you should be good steward of your pets, but your pets should never be equal to children. Children are a special blessing from God and should be treated as such. I got another Qua. I need a Qui rune, not a Qua rune. I also feel like too many people are just too comfortable bringing their dogs everywhere. Like, I understand service animals. I understand the need for service animals. I have no problem with service animals. But, like, if your animal's not a service animal, why are they walking around the grocery store? Why are they sitting in the grocery cart? Like, I put my raw vegetables in the grocery cart, and yes, I wash them, but I don't want your pet's poopy paws all over the grocery cart giving people pink eye and disease, you know? So, like, leave your chihuahua at home that can't walk for itself. I definitely feel like businesses should go back to strictly enforcing there are no animals allowed on our premise unless you can prove that they are a necessary medical device. We have gone too far in accepting animals in society. Ooh. There's a goblin full of loot right here. What kind of loot do you have for us, Mr. Goblin? He's got chunks. We like chunks of things. I will take the chunks. Grab all that. Alright, we should have enough to unlock one more chest, which means we can move on from this as soon as we find one. Not over there. No. Take that. No. Where are all the chests at, Blizzard? Why is there just this vast emptiness?
Wouldn't have made it without you.
Ooh. I love that feeling of all the loot just exploding out of all the monsters. It is such a good feeling. Ooh, an ancestral ring. Okay, it's probably not an upgrade, but we'll give it a look. We like ancestral rings. Oh. I can't see the exploding things. I'm so frustrated with that. It's okay, we didn't lose too much. Maybe I need to go poke around in the setting. There's gotta be a setting button for all this garbage on the screen, right? There's so much garbage on the screen. They gotta do something about it. It said there's a special guy up here. There is. Well, nothing too special in there, apparently. Okay, we need 125 to open that chest, so that shouldn't be hard to get. 110. Come on, we're almost there. 10 more. Three more. Still 3 more. Alright, you look like you're full of loot. There we go. What happened to your old department? Alright, Ancestral Unique Ring, the Sire of Sin. Physical damage, Infernal Breath. I don't think we use Infernal Breath. So that's not good. Accounts receivable, a woman retired with no notice, another quit after her maternity leave ran out. One just injured herself over the holiday. Ooh. That you don't want your accounts receivable department to be understaffed, right? Because that's your payment network. If your accounts receivable, that's going to mess up auditing. That's going to mess up shipments. That's going to mess up. That's real bad. Yeah, you're right. They are going for a bad time with all that brokenness. But it sounds like the department's well staffed, right? Like how many businesses have you seen where like, oh, this one person quit unexpectedly, so now our entire department is thrown off because we don't have that one person to rely on? Like, yeah, it's a bad business. You're relying on one person to do everything. It sounds like at least that they had a lot of people, and we're trying to have some redundancy and all that built into it. So it sounds like they were trying to prevent a crisis. So that's good that they were on the ball with that, right? Because, like, I've worked in places where, like, I was replacing a guy when I got hired for a certain job at Wells Fargo, and they were legit just like, oh, well, there's this one guy knows how to do this, and he quit, so we're going to have this person train you who learned how to do it from this person, but they haven't done it in 6 months. So, you know, all your knowledge is going to be what we call tribal knowledge, since it's just passed down by word, but, you know, it's all going to be out of date, and we're not going to... We're going to not know for sure whether or not you're doing things correctly because we don't know. First, HR is okay putting an ad on Indeed, then they ask managers to department to create a description, then it goes back to HR, then recruiting. I feel like 90% of ads on Indeed and LinkedIn and all that don't actually exist. Like, I feel like most companies are putting up ads just so they can say, look, shareholders, we're hiring, so we're growing, therefore we're doing good, right? So, like, give us money, please. Like, we don't actually intend to hire anyone. We just have the job opening to say that we're growing. But yeah, that sounds awful. Recruitment in general sounds awful. That is... I wouldn't mind working in HR, I don't think, but I definitely would not want to work in recruitment. Like, hiring does not sound fun. I do not envy them. I also don't envy, like, especially now being in HR and, like, being in the position to have to fire people, like, where people are struggling so much, like, having to tell someone that they're losing their job in this economy with everything else going on. Like, I definitely feel I do not envy having to do that. None of these are runes that I need, I don't think. See, we got the Runic Skull of Disobedience. Ooh. Not worth it. That's not what we need. Okay. We got a Phoba of the Nameless, +3 occult skills, freeze enemies. Nah, that's not what we're looking for. No. Okay. Nothing good there. We're still looking for the Rune of Key. Looks like we did not get that. It's a basic magic rune. Why is it so hard to find? This company doesn't fire people? I mean, that is... It's a blessing and a curse, right? When you have coworkers who learn that it's basically impossible to get fired and they start slacking, it can create a lot of frustration. But also, that job security is very nice, you know? People not constantly feeling like there's layoffs and firings and things like that is always a nice thing. I think my game just locked up. Oh, there we go. Because like after experiencing a layoff at Wells Fargo, and that it truly can happen unexpectedly at any time to anyone, I'm much bigger on job security. You know, I want to know that my job is safe. I want to know that I'm not going to randomly come into an email that says, "Hey, the entire department is being eliminated." Bye. So I do appreciate a job that can offer job security. Layoffs, and once it happens, it's a forever thing, right? Like, so now it's always stuck in the back of my mind. Is this gonna be the round of layoffs? Is this gonna be where I finally get let go? Like, it's stuck in my brain forever. Okay. Cleared that out. Did I tell you I stopped training our AI overlord? Did you get told to do that, or did you just decide I'm not training my AI replacement? I do genuinely wonder. This is gonna be an interesting one. So the Pope just released his encyclical about AI, and it's pretty anti-AI. I'm genuinely curious if you could pull off, like, as a Catholic, if someone said, "Hey, we want you to train this AI to do these immoral or bad things," could you legitimately pull off saying that goes against my religion, so no, I can't train your AI? Like, I doubt you could pull that off, but I'm genuinely curious if you could pull that off as a, this goes against my religion, so no, I won't be training AI. I really hate this when it says to slay all the enemies, and it means all the enemies. This is such a boring challenge. So many enemies. I got told to because their rollout of the new procedure is the worst possible time. That seems to be the go-to right now with AI, is everyone gets excited about AI and says, "Hey, we're going to do this with AI," and then, oh, maybe this wasn't a good idea. I think MIT just trained a psycho from Reddit stories. I'm sure an AI bot trained solely on Reddit will be a well-adjusted individual. I'm sure there will be no issues that come from that. No possible harm can come from training a robot solely on Reddit responses. There's enough dudes already?
Without you, I'd be dead. Think I can manage from
Mostly garbage. Let's go take this guy out. We can't have one random guy still alive. Gotta slay every single enemy. Well, I'm glad you don't have to train any more AI. I'm slowly working on pawing through the Pope's writing on AI, and I think that's going to give me the last oomph I needed to just never have a reason to touch it ever again. Ooh. That guy exploded into a lot of gear. Okay, I think we got everyone. I think we finally got all the enemies. Yes, okay. Boss time. And boss goes boom. Give me the runes I'm looking for. I see another Qua rune. I'm pretty sure that was... Yeah, that was another Qua rune. I'm so sick of Qua runes. I want a Qui rune. Please. Please, Blizzard. Why? Why do you taunt me in this way? I spill coffee all over myself.
Step up to my end.
Can I make one over here? Like, do I need to make a Qua rune? Is that Bach, Igni, Tam, Yule, Eam, O, Yo? No. Maybe I'm just not remembering right? Oh, I just saw a double star gloves. But they're blue, so worthless. Defeat Echo of Lilith on Torment 8. I guess I could turn down my Torment a little bit to beat Lilith. Let's try that really quick. We've got 5 minutes. Let's try her on one less difficulty. AI is the perfect employee, lifeless, emotionless, no empathy, only wants to hit a specific goal. So, I watched a video someone made of where, like, it was a person doing some sort of, like, package handling for Amazon, and they were fighting a robot. And in the end, they tied, but the human was sweating it to beat the robot. And as I was watching that video, all I could think of is, you know, that old like Western tall tale of the man John Henry versus the steam engine, and he wins, but then his heart gives out. That's the vibes I was getting from that. Was like that's what we're witnessing in real time is the last of the humans before we're destroyed by that, because that definitely gave the vibes of John Henry versus the steam engine, you know? Ah, there's that annoying instant kill. I truly think that is the worst gaming gimmick of all time. If the only way you can make a boss difficult is by making every single part of them one-shot you, like, that's not a good boss fight. You've not designed a good boss fight. You've designed a nuisance, an annoyance, like... Give me an actual challenge, not, oh, you couldn't see. Like there, I couldn't see the line of the one shot because there's so much garbage. Okay, we're checking our settings. I've complained about it a lot. Let's see. Let's go options. Is there something to make things pop up easier? Not map options. Don't need combat text. We can all destroy AI collectively when it takes our jobs. We become white hats and corrupt every system. Okay, let's player highlight. See if that helps. Did I just undo that? I think I just undid that. No? Okay. Okay, let's see if these additional highlights help me to not lose. That didn't do squat. It looks basically the same. I can't see. Delete everyone's medical and college debt. There's a story that flows around about a guy who did that, right? That he, when he robbed banks, he would burn their mortgages so that they wouldn't have to pay back mortgages, and he was a hero of the people. I don't know if that's actually true, but man, does that sound like a blessing that some guy robbed a bank and he burned the mortgage papers there so they can't have proof of your mortgage anymore? Like, that would never happen in modern day, right? Because like now with fancy computers and all that, that debt still exists in so many forms. I sure wish I could see what the heck was going on. Did I defeat her? Apparently I did. That was it? I got 2 pieces of gear for that? That's all? I got 2 lousy pieces of gear and that's it?
Your death will be swift.
Ooh. Okay, we got some better stuff there though. We'll take some of that. Morlu Flesh Ward. You cannot recover above 65% of your maximum life, but your defensive skills increase damage. I'm gonna say no to that, probably. That probably won't be good. Resource, shadow damage. No. 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 Okay, what else we got here? Seed of Horizon. Demonology skills deal % damage based on wrath. I don't really use demonology. So that's not very good. That's not very good. No, nothing there. We did get some keys. Okay. Now we are on rank 8. We have to do war plans on rank 9. Paragon 250. We're still pretty far away from that. Okay, we ranked up a little quickly. Oh, it can only be changed to town. Alright, back to town. Okay, left side. And left side. There we go. All right. That is game. That is it for me today. Time to go do some work. Let's end with our prayer as always. In the name of the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. Our Father, who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done, on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our trespasses, as we forgive those who trespass against us. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. Amen. Thank you, Lord, for this blessed day, and thank you for all that you do for us. Today we continue to pray for the victims of war, the victims who are suffering, those who are starving in Cuba, those who are starving in the Middle East. Lord, help all those victims. We pray for those who have just graduated high school, all the people who are looking at maybe seminary school, college, they don't know what the next part of their life is. Lord, help them. We pray for all the fathers as Father's Day is coming up. Lord, help our fathers to be present in the lives of our children. Help these fathers to teach the next generation and grow them in faith. And finally, as always, we pray for the souls in purgatory, the souls who have been forgotten, the souls who have no one left to pray for them. Lord, help them. All this we pray in the name of the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. Amen. All right, y'all, that is it for me. I'm going to go play with my new Helldivers dolls. I got to go check them out. I got to go wash some dishes and get ready for work. So thank you for watching as always. Thank you for hanging out. Have a blessed day, and we will see you again on Friday.